Hey, everybody, welcome to Bearded Baker Banter, the sports podcast. And it's Happy Wednesday.
That's right.
We are going to head into the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 this weekend. We got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of March Madness discussion here, a couple big storylines that we're going to touch on, and then we're going to get into some picks, and we'll kind of talk about where we're going here with some basketball knowledge. Try and get us going here.
Well, guys, to open this episode, I just want to go back to one of the old reliable sayings that we established here when we first rolled this whole cast out, and that is the cream rises to the crop top, boys.
Right to it.
Crop top.
The ACC that, according to the experts, Joe Lazzardi and even... Although I like this guy, John Rothstein.
I do like him.
Dude, ACC hater.
They both are. I think all the pundits were, as I addressed earlier this year. But ACC making up a quarter of the Sweet 16. If I did my math correct. I believe I did. 4 out of 16,
yep.
Right? Okay.
There's a 4, yeah.
So we have the 1 seed Carolina, 4 seed Duke, 6 seed Clemson, and
Clemson made it.
Yes,
Just
they
kidding.
did. And then the 11th seed. Watch out! Watch out for Burns, who, as we now know, is an owner of many vending machines. Don't know if you guys.
He said he owns 2.
Many. That could be 2, more than 1. Anyway, but yeah. ACC guys, when it comes down to it, by conference, the last 10 years, 9 NCAA tournaments. That was 103 and 53 with 3 national titles.
Wow.
Next closest winning percentage is the Pac-12, who has maybe just a little over half as many wins as the ACC. I almost said us. I mean. Pretty much. Yeah. 52 and 32. The only conference out there with as many national titles is the Big East, which is, it kind of takes me back. This tournament is showing signs of maybe I'm showing my age here, but I want to say late 90s, probably more so early 2000s,
Sure.
where the Big East and the ACC were the premier basketball conferences, and it's shown to hold true again. 4 teams from ACC, 3 teams from the Big East, and I think that's a 3-0 for the Big East, I believe, because they only got 3 bids, which was a little bit.
Correct.
Yeah. But anyway, that is one of my reactions. You guys want to talk conferences at all, or anything to add in if you want to point out a conference?
Well, Trent, I just gotta say, I respect you getting your ACC plug-in almost immediately. That's It's good work by you. I'm sure they're going to be proud. So
it was important.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I completely agree with you. I think the ACC got a lot of hate, as we know, during the season with rankings, with predictions from all the pundits and everything, and they're really proving them wrong. And I think this isn't the first time it's happened. I feel like the ACC always does pretty well in the tournament. It doesn't get talked about, whereas when the SEC goes 6-3, they're they're up 3 games above 500, and it's the fact they have 9 teams in the tournament is crazy too, or can have 9 teams. But yeah, I agree with you. Trying to think the cream rises to the crop top. I think the Big East and the ACC were 2 of the, I wouldn't say better conferences this year, because I didn't think the ACC was as tough as they usually are, but they're proving everyone wrong, which is, you got to respect it.
And it comes down to March. I mean, that's what it does every time in March. ACC's down this year. ACC's down. Oh, they're going to get this man. And every single one of the teams, because I'm let's be honest. Are we really counting Virginia? Really count Virginia in there?
We got it.
You have to. They made the tournament, so
we're giving them credit for one of those national titles. So
yeah. But to kind of touch on something that we talked about. And then I did see it was brought up a couple times via Twitter. There is one West Coast team left.
Yep.
Out of the 16. Remember?
Baga.
Two.
Oh, sorry.
Technically.
Sorry.
Oops.
Gonzaga and there you go.
Oops.
There goes the balloons again.
Look at me. I'm like the A10 over here.
Already.
Jeez.
No, yeah, Gonzaga. I'm sorry. Yeah, Gonzaga and then San Diego State.
Well, and
So
Arizona.
2 of the 16.
Oh, wait, then there's 3. Arizona, right?
Yeah, Arizona.
How did I miss them? All right, 3. Sorry. 3 West Coast teams.
Sorry,
Let's start again.
you teach English, not geography. It's all right, Todd.
Yeah, I know. That's all right. I know. No, but yeah. So, I mean, just to kind of put that in perspective too, and you look at the strength of some of the teams that are left. I mean, I'm not sure the Arizona's, they played well, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Watching them last game, I'm not sold on them yet, especially, struggling a little bit there with Dayton, who, I mean, again, the argument's there if Dayton should have been in or not, but I'd say, San Diego State's a little hard to figure out for me. I've stayed away from betting them at all. All right, just because I don't know what team's going to show up. And then I'll be honest with you, Gonzaga looks like a little bit of the old Gonzaga.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this Purdue matchup that they have coming up here is going to be quite a battle. I think a little bit of back and forth. I mean, I know Purdue really walked away flexing on Utah State pretty hard there, winning by almost 40 points, which that was a very painful game to watch as it being the only game that was on at that time. Sure. But yeah, I am looking forward to a lot of these matchups here. But yeah, the West Coast thing, interesting.
Can I ask you guys a question? Is I saw somebody point this out on X. Is why is it a Drew Timmy list Gonzaga? Why is it that they are so much easier to root for? like as a Duke fan, there's a little bit of a hidden rivalry between Duke and Gonzaga. Not really sure why. I just dislike them. But yeah. I found myself. I guess maybe it was their most recent game against Kansas. I always find it super easy to cheer against Bill Self. He's I don't know what he's hiding allegedly, but he might as well just join the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely turf allegedly, right? Okay. Cover myself. I don't know if you can get it. Can you get in trouble for saying somebody's wearing a hairpiece? But anyway, yeah. I don't know. Tyler, don't get nervous. But I'll text our legal team. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I found that kind of interesting. It did make me think, because it would be kind of funny after all these years of being like the number one team all season, that the team that was at one point kind of towards the bubble, that this would be the one that does it for Mark Few. I think that'd be hilarious, but they got a big feat to overcome here this week with Zach Edey and the entire officiating crew.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
yep.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I don't know, Trent. I still don't feel the same way about Gonzaga, Drew Timmy or not. I've always kind of been, when they first were like the team that's like out of nowhere, it's like, oh, cool, Gonzaga. Oh, cool, Gonzaga. Yeah. And then it just kind of got annoying for me, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just the fact that they constantly dominated their conference. It was like always, and they always kind of got benefit of the doubt. They were in the top, 5 every year to start the season. And I'm like, well, who are they actually playing? Like, and it was just like, hey, here you go. Gonzaga's up there again. And, it obviously helped them with recruiting wise.
Where are they, Tyler?
Yeah,
where are they? Where are they?
Interesting. What? Oh, we're about to get some balloons or something on the screen.
Interesting motion there. Yeah. No, I agree. It's one last thing. I know we don't want to recap too much. I mean, heck, that first weekend has come and gone, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bit of the blues Sunday evening. Not the Duke blues, but I was, that is just, there's so much going into those first 2 days. Like, I wish it could happen more than once a year. Like, it's
adrenaline to the max, man.
But would it take away from it then?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Then again, it's like maybe with these new tournaments coming up, these NIL tournaments, we'll get a little It's not gonna be like what we're talking about or what we're talking about now with opening weekend. But man, I did have the Blues. But you know what? Can I just say something? It kind of is like goes back to the pundits, and God, I hate them so much. But there was a lot of talk of like, oh, there's no, with Coach K and Roy Williams and all these legendary coaches, Jay Wright retiring, there just isn't enough, there isn't enough interest in college basketball anymore. And I think that's a total crock of crap. If I'm being honest here. I mean, you look at the first round of the men's tournament, 8.3 million viewers. That is the most in the history of the NCAA tournament. Okay, now I will say what probably is helping this too is the increase in the amount of states where you can sports gamble, right?
Oh, totally,
100%. But you know what? Good, But the other statistic
and the YouTube multi-view, I think, has helped.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Dude, I'll tell you what, that's a total game changer.
But now, and I'm not hating here, guys. I don't want to sound like a hater, but like, once again, college basketball junkie, it is my favorite sport. I love it more than college football. I love it more than NFL football. I love it more. There's no sport besides college basketball. That's just, I'm talking me personally. I'm not saying it's the best, but the fact that you're going to sit there and say, oh, there's no superstars, it's losing interest. Just understand that the first and second round games, okay, they outdrew because everyone's, and don't get me wrong, I'll turn on Iowa girls basketball and watch it. I like watching Caitlin Clark play.
Yeah. But I actually watched the game last night.
Yeah, I turned it on for a little bit. But they outdrew in viewers 10-1. Right. And once again, ESPN, there's not as much excitement around the men's tournament. 10-1 in viewership.
They have
outnumbered
to say that, though.
But man, they don't have to. But I mean, Michigan State UNC's game, it more than doubled any of Caitlin Clark's games this year. More than doubled any of them.
That game was tight.
I'm not hating on the women's game. What I'm, because I actually give credit right now because I think Caitlin Clark, I don't want to say single-handedly, but like she has brought a greater audience to watch her play the game, to watch the women's game, which I love. But I'm just getting back to the fact is like, guys, like, we don't need to change the NCAA tournament for men's. I know we talked about possible things to add or do, but it's still alive and well. And I mean, the numbers don't lie. So to say college basketball is lacking superstars, I disagree. I think there's more parity. Give credit to Steve Fast Breaks that, we talked about that with, some people love NIL, some people hate NIL. I think college basketball is benefiting maybe more overall because the way that their postseason is set up.
And also the structure of you can be a one and done. And I feel like the NBA only having 2 rounds of a draft, right? And now the possibility of doing away with the G League or whatever alphabet it is.
They did do away with it.
So now what you're going to see too is now you're going to see guys that are like, well, I'm not going to really go to the NBA because guess what? I can play 5-6 years in college basketball. I can make money. I can make a good amount of money, probably more than I'll make at my job after I'm done. If I'm not in the pros, like honestly, I don't think Armando Bacot's going to be a pro. And if he is, it's not going to be long. But I think the dude's racked away a ton of money, all right, throughout college basketball especially for as long as he's played. Yeah. All right. So that's a guy. And what's he going to do? I'm not sure off the top of my head what his major is, but probably making more money now, all right, than he is going to have in terms of a career afterwards. So it's, and that's just one guy I'm just thinking off the top of my head.
They do pay well overseas though in basketball. I'm not being funny. I'm being serious.
I know.
They pay well overseas. I mean, he'll have a playing career overseas, but not everybody wants to go overseas. It's
right, exactly.
He also has an acting career, right?
He does. Outer Banks, and I think he's coming another series. He's making an appearance in.
Oh boy, look at that.
Yeah, I'm not kidding, Ty. He did say.
No, I know. I believe that. It's just funny.
Call him Big Screen Baycott. Baycott, yeah. Okay, make sure it says his name right.
Trent, he's a guy. Trent, he's a guy that I could see.
Armando Baycott, yeah.
Hey, Baycott's a guy that I could see being on like those MTV challenge shows, Trent.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just in terms of like, I don't know.
Listen, I'm a diehard challenge fan, and he would not last with CT. I mean, look what CT did to TO. Whew, made him quit.
But we're not getting into that, Trent.
Who's
All right, so hey, yeah, that's a whole different topic, Trey.
Yeah, man.
It's okay.
MTV,
all right,
MTV fans know.
All I know is Johnny Bananas.
Go.
All
right. So let's jump into the sports part of this podcast.
Sports.
I know. I'm just kidding. We're going to start looking at the Sweet 16 here. Some matchups, some key things. I know some people use the word chalky to describe the Sweet 16. You know, we did kind of talk about the possibility of, with so many upsets in the tournament and so many Cinderellas and people stealing bids, that it could end up that way. You know, and when you think about it, I believe the two ACC teams are the lowest seeds, with being Clemson at 6 and NC State at 11. I would like to just mention this. I would think the biggest, not disappointment, because winning the first game was like phenomenal, but the saddest that I think this past weekend was Oakland losing in the second round, just because I have watched Oakland probably just as much as I've watched the Tar Heels throughout the year. From a betting standpoint, where I told you my 7-year-old son has watched and was cheering on Oakland, and actually he picked Oakland to beat Kentucky in his bracket. So big Golden Grizzly fan, but to see how close they came to even beating again NC State, and seeing a guy like Jack Golke go out there and just all of a sudden shoot threes from out of nowhere and just kind of become, you know, can I just make a quick comparison? Because, and I know it won't be a standing comparison, but it did remind me of the time when Steph Curry and Davidson were in and made it pretty far in the Final Four. I believe they went to the Final Four, correct? Or was it Elite Eight?
No.
Maybe Sweet 16.
Yeah.
Right. But it was the same kind of thing. It was like, whoever heard of Davidson, and all of a sudden Steph Curry's making a name for himself. Look at how this guy can shoot. He can shoot from anywhere. And that's exactly what it reminded me of with Jack Golke, where all of a sudden this guy's just literally coming off of screens and throwing the ball in the air, and they're going in. I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I was really hoping that they'd make it a little bit further to keep that, you know, mythical legend of Golke going. But
I know. Yeah, you're exactly right.
They ran into DJ Burns' brick wall. So
whatever.
We'll see.
He did.
Tyler, watching that game with Golke, you're right. Like, he would come off some screens and like basically do like a 180 spin around fadeaway three. I'm like, no, now he's forcing it. And all of a sudden goes in. I'm like, oh my god,
right in. Dude, it was nuts.
And the confidence his coach had in him too. Like, when they're like, oh, did you have any worries? Like, nope, because I got this guy right here. And I was like, wow. Yeah. Give him the green light the whole game. He said, take any shot you want.
Yes.
That's crazy, but
and
it worked.
So that was my sad, but also got to give a shout out to my Duquesne Dukes for winning the first round. Right. That was awesome. It was really cool to kind of see some alumni and I, you know, communicate again. People texted me that I haven't heard from since I graduated almost 15 years ago. So it was like, that was pretty cool. But yeah, shout out to Duquesne Dukes too, also for beating BYU, which was cool. So anything else, guys? You want to get into Sweet 16 here?
Let's do it.
All right.
We got some good matchups. I know it's so, like you said, Tyler, it's kind of upsetting not seeing like a 14 seed kind of make it and have that storyline and stuff, but these are going to be some good games, I think. Like, it's chalky. It's a lot of the top seeds and everything, but I mean, that's going to be good basketball. And
basketball. Yep.
Oh my gosh, I'm so pumped to watch it. So it's going to be entertaining for sure.
Should we take another day together?
Don't need to. We got spring
break. That's true. Yeah, and it's night games.
Yeah.
So
you guys are on break?
Oh yeah, break coming up.
Starting in like 2 days. Thursday.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then, so Tyler will be able to stay up till midnight for tip off of the Carolina game, thankfully. Right?
Jeez. Seriously, right?
I'm all right with it.
Come on, man.
I am when I don't have to work. For sure. I mean, even if I was going to work, I'm just going to be super tired because I would stay up for it. You're right.
Well, how
All
about
right.
on the 28th, there's a game that starts at 10:09
Yeah.
on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Thursday I'm seeing 10:20 tip for Illinois, Iowa State.
Oh, I see. I have 10:09.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick side note before we do these games. All right, I know we always record the night before and stuff. 3-0 today for Bearded Baker Bets.
That's right, baby.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, clutch 3, man, at the end to put Indiana State Sycamores on top. Complete the trifecta for the day. So that was a big day. All right, good work today because that some tough games. Those are some tough
Before
games.
we move on from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I love the tweet you sent us in our group chat of his other nicknames. And I think the one that made me laugh the most was Larry Blurred.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Dude, I love Milk Chamberlain.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah.
Dude, that was hilarious.
He does have a year left, right? Of eligibility.
2.
At least 2.
2. Oh,
he's a true sophomore, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I do think they need to include Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was ours. Remember?
Yeah, that's the one that.
You just called him Cream.
Shush. Yes, I know. But I'm going to throw that in there. Hakeem.
That's good. I like that. Yeah. All right, let's jump into the East region first here, which looks like is being played. And correct me if I'm wrong. Boston.
Yeah, so disrespectful to put UConn up in Boston. That is such a. They're treating UConn so bad. Sorry, all right. Inner Danny Hurley there.
So what we'll do here, I mean, we're not going to obviously put a bracket out per se. All right, but we'll just kind of talk through games. Give me your winner. Give me any thoughts. We'll just kind of work our way through that stuff. You guys cool with that?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right. And then we can even get into who you think your Elite 8 is based on these teams too. We'll kind of just do a quick recap at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So first game here we got is UConn versus San Diego State. This is the East region. I'm not gonna lie, this might actually be the least entertaining of the games that I'm looking forward to. I'm all on UConn right now. They're looking pretty dominant. I don't see San Diego State giving them much of a game.
Yeah, in terms of just straight up winning or losing, I'm heavily leaning UConn. The line's kind of interesting to me at 9 or 10.5. It opened at 9.5. Right now it's at 10.5.
I'm seeing 11, Trey.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I mean,
yeah, I think it is too.
For a Sweet 16 game, I understand, but you got to win ugly games, and UConn's gonna have an ugly game before the championship. If they don't, then they've been historically one of the most dominant college basketball teams in a single season, I'd say. So if they march their way to the championship covering 12-point spreads and winning those games, then that's extremely impressive, I think. No matter how good the team.
I do think it goes back to the fact that if you're looking at an 11-point spread, I could totally see UConn winning by 20-some. But again, San Diego State just makes me so nervous. It's like I don't feel confident enough. Yeah, I don't feel confident enough putting even plus 11 on them. You give me plus 16, maybe. Even still against UConn, I don't know that I'm laying it.
Yeah, because you having flashbacks to the Utah State Purdue. That was an 11-point spread.
Yeah, holy cow! Yeah, I mean, I'm staying away from it. San Diego State game. I am not betting unless one of you guys have some insight and good vibes and feelings.
Well, I'm going to throw this out there. I mean, one, I'm either just not going to touch this game at all in terms of actually placing any wagers on it, or I'm going to go with something on the line of San Diego State. I think they're kind of doing something similar to last year, where they're not a Cinderella, but they are under the radar. And they play good basketball when it's win or go home. I mean, you can't. They got a lot of guys back, is what we're saying. They just didn't have as good of a maybe a regular season as last year, but then again, according to all the pundits, the Mountain West was a 6 or 7, 8 bid league, right? Great. Once again, only one team there, but yeah, I just something that I would look for is I would look to see if you could get a first half spread at about 6.5.
I also don't hate the over either at 135.5.
Oops, I would disagree with that because when they are double digit, when they are double
153, 135. 135.
You said 135.
Yeah, okay.
Just because when they are double digit favorites, what is it? Teams are averaging like 60 to 61 points a game. So that's makes me a little worried, but I think, and this is honestly what I started doing, is I started looking at first half spreads. And if you can get a first half spread on a big dog in a tournament game, because they're going on adrenaline, they might be able to hang in the first half and then they fade off, right? Like look at Arizona's first game, right? Or even look at Marquette with Western Kentucky. I'm pretty sure Western Kentucky, if they didn't have a lead, they were within 2 or 3 points. So that'd be something that I'd look for in that game. But in terms of overall, yeah, like right now, I'm getting vibes of like that really, really good Kentucky team.
Yeah,
that was running the table all season and then got upset by Wisconsin in the Final Four before Wisconsin got beat by Duke. Shout out, Big Cat. But yeah, that's where I'm at. UConn rolls through this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you see San Diego State if Auburn was actually able to beat Yale, which again, that's a story for a different day. But like, I don't know. I think Auburn really kind of obviously busted some brackets. I think there was a lot of people that actually thought Auburn could even win it.
You had them in my championship and won my.
There you go. Yeah. But all right, well, let's move. We'll stay in the East region here. So we're all consensus game is UConn.
Yeah,
for the most part here. All right. Next we got, this is another good matchup. I mean, you got Illinois and you got Iowa State. And I know at least on DraftKings, this spread is only 1.5 right now in favor of Iowa State. And I personally would take the Iowa State 1.5. I think I kind of been, going off of some of Trent's, thoughts and feelings on Iowa State, but I like Iowa State. I told you guys before, I really like their coach. I think they're coached very well. I think Illinois has an opportunity to slip up a little bit here. And I think Iowa State could just kind of overwhelm them a little bit to a point where I'm not saying they're going to blow them out by any means, but I think Iowa State wins by at least 5 points in this game. So I'd take the 1.5 on Iowa State, but I'm going with their money line for sure. They're definitely winning this game.
Oh man, I do something about Iowa State that I can't fully commit and get on board with. And I know the moment I do is when they'll lose and I'll look like an idiot for.
I know exactly what it is. It's a football thing, Trey.
Stay away then, Trey.
It's not a football thing. You're trying to make a Brock Purdy connection. No, it's not. It's not that deep.
It's pretty deep.
No, it's not. I don't know. I just don't.
First cut is the deepest.
Don't do it for me. I always say this. Like I always compare it to when I was against Washington every single week in college football. I feel like I do it with Iowa State, and they just continue to prove me wrong. But that being said, Illinois is playing really well right now, and I think they're obviously through Terrence Shannon Jr. But man, I just then again I can see Illinois going ice cold for a game, and then they're not. If they go cold, they're not going to win. I know that's a great analysis.
No, it's an awesome analysis.
Thanks, guys. If they go cold, they're not going to win. But no, I'm just saying, like, I think they're
if a team scores less points than the other, they're going home.
Yeah. All right. No, what I'm trying to say is I think they're too top heavy in Shannon. and it can be a good thing when he's playing well, and they can blow teams up by 20. But then they can probably lose by 22 if the team shuts them down and no one else gets there. So I don't know. That's a tough game for me, honestly. I think the spread is great. I think 1.5 is perfect for it. If I had to pick, I'm going to go with the Illini.
I would be on Iowa State money line. If I can get value at minus 120, heck, this case I think it's 125. I'm not even given the risk of a 1-point victory. I'm going money line in this case.
Yeah.
So,
especially for a couple cents.
Where does the value turn to Illinois then in terms of the spread? Like, how many points would you need for the bet to be valued at Illinois?
I feel like 3.5. That's big.
I like 3.5 because I hate 3. I hate 2.5 sometimes.
Yeah, 3.5.
3.5 I think is okay to cover.
Yeah,
because you think about it's the free throws.
Yeah,
not at the end of the game. I mean, that's literally some of the stories of the games.
Yeah.
It's
teenagers shooting free throws is how determines our happiness.
Well,
hey,
and
make your damn free throws, right, Trey?
Oh,
Trey,
please,
let me just say something. If I would even be on Illinois to win, I'm still going to take the points. It's kind of like the philosophy that we've covered many times, especially in tournament games, is a plus number looks really appetizing, right? Because I could double my money, maybe even a little bit more, but just take the minus
points.
Take the minus 110. Take I'm still Trey. If I was on Illinois, I know some people say, the better values in the money line, but I'm still satisfied with always getting that 1.5. I mean,
I'm 100% with you, dude.
Like even 2.5, like Tyler, like you said, and like Trey, you guys just both hit on, is in these games, it's buzzer beaters, it's free throws, it's so I would if I'm on Illinois, I'm taking the points, but I'm not.
Yeah, 100%.
When it comes to a favorite, like I said, sometimes depending on the situation, you can get a decent money line even when a team is favored by like 3.5 points. I mean, I look at Indiana State in the NIT semis or sorry, quarters, I think quarterfinals tonight. Like they were minus 3.5, but you could get their money line for like minus 150, minus 155. Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm going to take that, to be honest with you, especially in tournament style games. They're close, man.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, so Trey, you have Illinois. Trent, you're Iowa State.
Yeah,
I'm Iowa State. So we got Trent. You and I both have Connecticut and Iowa State. So just let's continue it out real quick.
Yeah,
who's winning? UConn, Iowa State, and who's your Final Four?
Cyclones.
No way. Gotta be. It's UConn.
I'm going UConn. Trey, you got UConn, Illinois.
I'll go UConn.
You're going UConn. So Trey and I have UConn in the Final Four. Trent, you got Iowa State. All right.
That's the East, baby.
That's your East region. All right, here we go. All right, we're going to jump down to the West, which is being held in Los Angeles, which is not favorable at all for the Tar Heels, but it's what it is. Actually, it's not favorable for any of these teams. Besides, you could maybe say Arizona, but I don't know, Arizona. Man. It's the closest team, but even still. Yeah. All right, so first matchup here, you got North Carolina Tar Heels versus Alabama. Anybody want to start? Or you guys cool with me? Yeah, Trent, go ahead.
I'll go Carolina. Once again, I still think they're undervalued in Carolina. I really do. First off, the fact that you could get them minus 3.5 against Michigan State, that was
crazy. Yeah,
that was a Tom Izzo line.
Yeah, but I mean, early in the game, that was like, oh yeah, wow.
It's a 40-minute game. 40-minute game, and I think it goes to show you, even when your guys aren't hitting shots in tournament time, you need a guy on your team that can go get his. And Carolina has two of the most experienced guys that can go get their own, and that is inside and out. And believe me, it kills me to say that crap. All right. But I just, this difference in this game is Carolina actually knows that there's a defensive side to basketball, whereas Alabama has no idea. So
that's a valid point.
So I mean, Carolina is, I will say, they're elite defensively. And not only that, they, like I said earlier, they can score the ball too. So this would be a complete shock if Nate Oates could somehow actually win his first, because he's 0-4 in the Sweet 16, win his first Sweet 16 game.
I hate storylines like that.
Yeah.
I hate, especially against my team. Like, I hate storylines like that.
Hubert Davis is 8-0 against the spread in the tournament.
Also hate that storyline.
Yeah, I guess that didn't help. I guess for you.
Well, that makes it worse.
I'm just saying that's a good one though.
No, I know. You're saying he's 8-0 in the tournament period since he's.
Well, yeah, because this is his third year as a head coach, but is only his second year in the tournament.
I know. I'm glad you actually made that point, because I was waiting for you to make that point.
I wasn't being a smart ass.
Just gotta make sure everyone knows. That's all.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Stat guys are feeding it to me.
Yeah.
What else?
I don't know.
Okay. No, I can't say that one. That's inappropriate. Anyway, go ahead.
Trey, go ahead. You got Carolina, Alabama.
I'm going Alabama. Not a real reason for this one. I have them in my bracket. I don't think the NCAA is going to let the UNC Arizona. I'm not saying it's fixed, but
To
I
win?
don't think the UNC Arizona matchup. I don't think they want that to happen. I think that gets a little ugly just in terms of the whole situation. And that being said, I think Alabama, like you said, Trent, plays really fast. They do need to play defense and step that up. But same thing with Illinois and Iowa State. I feel like Carolina can go cold. And when they're cold, they don't look good. That's a big if they don't make shots and stuff, but it happens. And I think the tempo of Alabama, I like Sears a lot, their guard. I think him and RJ Davis are going to go back and forth the whole game, and it's going to be a fast-paced, really fun game to watch if we can stay up and not fall asleep. But, yeah, I'm going the Crimson Tide. Nate Oates gets his first Sweet 16 win, right, Ty?
No, I hate the matchup. I hate playing Alabama. I am going with the Tar Heels in this. I don't like the line per se at Carolina -4. Regardless, I mean, I know Trey, you just said that. I think you just said that Davis is 8-0, so don't like the line. I think that Carolina does win. I think it does come down to the fact of defense. I think the fact that Carolina actually is decent at defense. Some people would argue that they're actually pretty good at it. Guy I would say to watch for in this game is I think that Cormac Ryan's going to actually have a pretty big game. He's been pretty quiet in the tournament so far. And I think that he's due. Watch out for him to hit about 4 or 5 threes, I would say. Again, he's due.
Yeah. Well, it's a big weekend for him. I think it's his 35th birthday weekend.
Is he old too?
He's 25.
Jeez.
He's older than Luka Doncic. Oh,
that's crazy.
He's older than Luka. Yeah.
Who?
I'm not going to say his last name.
Trey, I will say this. I don't know if you saw there was a picture out there. It was the average age of the Tar Heels versus the average age of the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I did see that. Yeah. They're older.
Tar Heels is no, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Tar Heels are no, they're not. Tar Heels are 22.2 and the Thunder are 22.6.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
hey, if anybody's interested in wagering, I don't know how much. I personally do like to buy a couple extra points. You can get Carolina 2.5 -140. I think that's good value.
Yeah, this is what again. I hate 4.5. I don't like it.
So Trey, buy your 2 points in the other direction. What is it? 4.5.
And what are the odds on that?
Well, if you wanted to get so right now it's at 4. If you wanted Bama +6, it's -150.
No, I don't like that at all because then you're paying juice for a point. I can get my plus 4.5 or minus 110 on ESPN. I'm just saying. I think this game. I think that this game could go either way. Alabama can win. Having 4.5 points at minus 110 value, I think is better than taking 2 points. If UNC is going to win, like they're probably going to win by more than 2 points. So don't bust up your juice odds to minus 150. Bust up your juice odds. That's
busting up your juice odds sucks.
Yeah.
I just combined like I don't know what that was, but
who the hell says that? Bust up your juice odds? Like what the hell?
Well, I'm just saying, like to me, it's like, oh, now I'm risking more money to still have to cover a spread.
No, all you got to do is take some juice on it and then parlay it with another team.
Yeah, like the
parlay it with like parlay it with a UConn money line, and you're gonna get like plus 110 or something.
No chance with that, Ty. Not with UConn's money line.
I don't know what's the money. I don't know what it is.
It's probably like minus 1,000 or something.
They're minus.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. That's 11 game. I forgot.
11 point here. You can. It's minus 625, but still
not worth
it. I like taking Carolina minus 2.5 for minus 140. Trey, I get where you're saying maybe with the dog, but I don't know. The thing that jumps out to me is that the over under is 173.5. Like, holy hell.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
It's 173.5.
Insane.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know what's funny though? That's
Bama
one of those
has
stupid
triple digits multiple times.
I know, but that's one of those stupid overs where you're like, oh, who wouldn't take the under?
Gonna hit.
And all of a sudden the over is gonna just go crush. It's gonna be like 180.
They always know.
Yes,
I think it's a lot like the college football. There were certain times where it was like, oh, over under is like 84, and we're like, oh yeah, I'll take the under, and it's like 96, and you're like, okay, it's like 50 to like 54.
Point taken. I think I did that a while back, a couple years ago, with like an outrageous NBA total. It was like a record, and I was like, no way, guys, it's got to go under, and they freaking blew it out of the water.
I think it was the Magic game or something.
No, I think it was. I actually think it was Kings Bucks for some reason, but yeah, it is what it is. That's why I don't touch the NBA quite often. But
me neither.
It is a very scary league.
Trent and I, you are Tar Heels. Trey, you are the Crimson Tide. West Region. At the bottom here, we got Clemson versus Arizona. Trent, start us up again.
Oh man, and you guys are seeing plus 7.5.
Yes.
Arizona wins. I mean, they just have to. They just have to. I don't know. I mean, I just don't see. Like Clemson did everything possible to potentially lose that game. However, I would say I would add this into it. The referees tried to keep Baylor in that game as much as possible. They couldn't breathe on anybody. But man, like this is where like Hart wants Clemson. You know, Hart wants Clemson, but Head is saying no chance. I would say Clemson plus 7.5. Here's the key. Girardi. If Girardi is streaking, meaning making a lot of shots, okay,
to the gymnasium.
I do think Clemson covers. I think Girardi with his experience, and PJ Hall with his experience, because this is another old group here with two of their best players being like 24. So I like those two guys to cover at least, but this is where I just think last year the Pac-12, this is your only shot.
Arizona. I completely agree with you in terms of your picks. I think Arizona wins the game, but I do like Clemson plus 7.5, just covering the spread.
Okay. Where do you disagree with me?
What's that?
You just said in terms of my picks. I thought you were going to disagree with me.
No, I don't know. I think Arizona is just too potent. Like and another opinion of mine is the first half spread or even the first half money line and Clemson would be a good bet in this. But I just think Arizona's going to grind them out. They're too good, too consistent. Whereas Clemson's got to play their best game ever, I think, to beat Arizona. So going with the Wildcats, but I do like the 7.5 points.
I'll actually third that motion. I like the Wildcats to win the game. But I also do like Clemson plus 7.5. That's one of those. It's one of those sweet spots for me. 7.5, 8.5. All right, in terms of underdogs, especially in college basketball, because it's almost like where it's enough, where like you're probably either going to stop fouling or not foul. You know what I mean? For some stupid free throws down the.
Right. If there's like 10 seconds left and the winning team has the ball, they might just give up. But
they're up by like 7. It's like, no, we can't.
Yeah, but that kind of changes though in March Madness because this is it. It's your season's over. If you lose, you might as well go out with everything you can.
But I do feel like, and again, coming from a guy that didn't even have Clemson in his bracket, Clemson's tough. Yeah. So they're playing well right now. I do think that they can give them a game, and this is also, it goes back to just my feeling on Arizona is Arizona can just blow games. There's times where Arizona just is like, well, yeah, I don't remember how to play basketball, so they won't show up. And I could see that happening unless they bring back Mike Bibby or something. I don't know. I'm just kidding. There's a throwback.
Yeah.
Remember that when they won the national championship with Mike Bibby?
Probably last one ever.
Was
the West Coast.
The last time they won it? That might have been. That was
the West Coast championship.
That might have been Bibby time, Trent.
Yeah.
97?
Yeah. Oh, totally. Wow. Then he played for the Sacramento Kings for a while.
Yep.
With Peja Stojakovic and Chris Webber.
And
Floppy Vladdy. Don't forget Floppy Vladdy Divac.
Whoa, why do you call him that, Trent?
Yeah, that's
guys, that's like his nickname is Floppy Vladdy Divac because he always flopped.
Jeez.
Okay.
Okay.
Easy.
Good cover there.
Sorry about that, listeners.
Yeah, that was
weird nickname Trent over there. Yeah, geez.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. All right, so
anyway,
moving on.
I was gonna say I'm biting my tongue because I got tens ready to roll here, boys.
Oh boy.
So Trent, you and I have Carolina, Arizona. Trey, you have Alabama, Arizona. Trent, who you going with, Carolina or Arizona?
Carolina.
For your final four. Trey, who you going, Alabama or Arizona?
Arizona.
I am also going Carolina. I think Carolina can
Trey,
outplay.
If it's Carolina, Arizona in Elite 8, you want to beer bet that straight up? There's no line out.
Wait, what do you mean? Like
if we get the matchup of Carolina, Arizona in Elite 8, I will I'll beer bet you money line.
No, I want to see what the spread is.
Oh my God.
And ask for like 5 more points and then make you feel dumb for not taking it.
So not only did
Trey, you might as well do it now because you won't get him if the line comes out.
You picked Bama 1 and 2. You're picking Arizona, so it's like I'm just trying to if you're that confident.
First of all, those are mutually exclusive games.
Mutually exclusive.
Like just because I'm picking UNC against Bama doesn't mean that I think Arizona would be. UNC. Does that make sense?
Mutually exclusive.
Those are 2 separate events
exclusive.
that you have to weigh different variables for. So, no, I'm not going to take that beer bet yet. Because I'm coming off a beer bet victory on Tyler, and I'm riding that high because that was first one in a while.
Hey Trey, how about that live?
I mean, at least the game was close.
How about that live one?
Well, you took advantage of me.
Northwestern.
We were drinking. We were passionate. We were in the moment. And
okay, Trey, let's get past this moment. That was a very disturbing way to describe
you
a live beer bet.
You coerced that beer bet.
Oh man,
did you? Are you not listening to how you just described that?
Whatever.
We were drinking. We were in the moment. We were passionate. What are you describing there?
Watching March Madness.
Boo boo.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Nightmares.
It wasn't even
Nightmares.
Bowie. It was the Langford or whatever guy that literally made 5 threes in overtime. That was cool.
Yes, that was awesome.
He averaged like
Trey-
3 points a game.
Trey was so mad.
Yeah.
And then when you started shouting "Boo-Booey" at him, like in his ear,
Yeah, I shouted
it
everywhere.
even worse.
Couldn't
Mhm.
stop. It was stuck in my head too.
All right, let's go on to what's next.
All right.
Is it-
Next, we got the South region, which is being held in Dallas. Fortunately for Houston. Jeez. I guess that's what happens when
I think they do it on purpose.
That's the point of why they put these teams in the region. So, like, if you're a top 1 seed, you're going to get the East. Like, UConn got the East for a reason. Purdue got the Midwest for a reason. Houston got the South, but those 3 teams were ranked ahead of Carolina in terms of who's the overall, who's the second, who's the third.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I'm just saying, like, if Carolina's a 1 seed in any of these regions, nowhere's close. So
it's usually Duke and Carolina get the East.
And it's like Charlotte.
Yeah, you get the.
Well, this year's in Boston, so
yeah, but at least your first round games were in Charlotte. Like that's.
No, I know.
But all right, let's do the South.
We got Houston and Duke. I'm not gonna lie, this could be a game.
I know who I got. I'm on the Blue Devils. Damn, I like it. Wow, right now they're 4.5 dogs, which is crazy to me. They look really good if they can keep playing the way they're playing. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Houston. I think they kind of remind me of Iowa State, and that's probably why I don't like them. But
of who?
Iowa State. No, but I think what was it? They were like Duke was like 12 from 24 for 3 or something. McCain went off in the first half.
Over 30 points, didn't he?
Probably. But if their players can play like that, and then Filipowski has just a decent game, then the Blue Devils are tough to beat. I don't know. Is Jeremy Roach, is he okay? I know he got a little banged up there. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, then if they're completely healthy, I think Duke can be a scary team.
They're not completely healthy. They're without Caleb Foster for the rest of the year.
I mean, he got hurt.
So Trey, are you Duke? Sorry.
It was before even Duke played Carolina the second time. Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, you know when it was, Trey? It was Wake Forest game when they lost.
Okay.
That was when Caleb fought.
That was because him and Filipowski got hurt pretty bad in that game, huh?
Yeah. Storming the court.
Sorry.
That doesn't bother me.
I know. It's just funny. That whole situation was kind of funny.
Are you done with your analysis or?
Yep. I'm taking the points 4.5, but I do think they win the game too. I'm just not betting that.
Hey, worst matchup possible for Duke at this point. The way that Houston defends, which is physical, Duke gets criticized ever since last year's loss to Tennessee about being soft. But you know what? I got faith in Jared McCain, and I'm going with Duke to cover, but win. I do. I think if they're hitting their threes like they did, if they can get open threes, I know it's a different beast in terms of James Madison, but it's always kind of funny to see all the pregame stuff of JMU will win because they're actually a better basketball team than Duke, and then the opposite headlines after the game happens is they played a Division III school. It's like, no, okay, keep the same energy, pregame, postgame, right? It's kind of like back when St. Peter's made the run. It's like, what the hell? St. Peter's could do this, they do that, and then when a team kills them like Carolina did, it's like, yeah, they played an inferior team, but they're there for a reason. They knocked off big time teams. So it's not going to be easy, but I'm going Duke. I'm going to have faith in them, and yeah, you got to. I think the key to the game is keeping Filipowski out of foul trouble. He got a little bit of foul trouble against JMU, but we were pretty reluctant when he got that foul trouble. Duke was up 20. So,
are you, Trent? Would you take Duke 4.5 too? Do you like the spread, or you just?
yeah, I think I'm going to take him to win outright. But yeah, if I would happen to wager on this, I'd always I'm taking the points that they give you.
Trey, you said 4.5, correct?
Yep.
All right. So, real quick, this pop top is shout out to Richard. Appreciate you, one of our listeners.
What a great noise!
Cheers.
Cheers.
So that leads me into my pick here with Houston Duke. Duke played lights out last game. Played a lot better than not. I'm not saying I thought JMU was going to really stick with them, but I think Duke just played above and beyond. Looked pretty dangerous. I mean, if they can shoot like that again, I mean, I think they'll hang with Houston. Again, I'm not a Houston fan. I never have been. I don't think that, I always feel like they blow it, just like I felt like that about Purdue. However, I do feel like Houston's got a lot of guys that can play, can score, can shoot. And I think if it turns into, kind of this free-for-all, just kind of up and down the court, sprint match, I think Houston kind of wears down Duke. Just, I don't know. I just feel like the guys on Houston were a little bit tougher than Duke.
Oh, man.
And no, I mean, I say that in the sense of like, I just feel like, I don't know. There's some guys on Duke I just feel like can get a little whiny. And I feel like Houston would actually use that to their listen. I'm not saying that like as a thing to like, I'm just calling it like I see it, man.
Right, yeah.
If Duke shoots the way they did, all right, but if it turns into this up and down the court where it's like, possess, I think Houston outlasts them in that sense. I am picking Houston to win, but I would take Duke on the 4.5.
Okay.
That's my gut feeling. I don't think
fair enough.
Houston blows them out.
Trent, we have to give you a rebuttal to.
What
do you want to say any piece, or you okay with everything?
No, I mean it's okay. That, like I said,
no.
He's
not bad.
It's a true test. In terms of them having to overcome the reputation of being out physical, right? Like that's what they're right now is how they're identified is, just beat them up physically and they're going to fold. Especially based on last year's game against Tennessee. It happened. I mean, the stat that's out there that as soon as these matchups actually came to fruition after that crazy Houston A&M game is Duke hasn't beaten a higher seeded team in 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's pretty shocking if you look at it that way. Or is it even more shocking to the fact that
Duke's usually the higher seed.
Duke has only played 5 NCAA tournaments against higher seeded teams in 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, because honestly, like Duke being a 4, I feel like is one of the lowest they've been in could you know, Trent, like off the top of your head? Like is that the lowest?
No, they were 5 last year.
Okay. Yeah, I stand corrected. Well, all right.
Yeah, pretty recent.
Yeah, they were.
But I'm saying, like, I'd say they're usually a top 2.
Typically, I think they were set at being a 3 this year, and then I think the committee couldn't do it because the 3 spot that would have been available. I mean, I guess they could have put them in place of Kentucky, but then again, that would have put NC State and Duke in the same potential matchup this weekend. It might have even been it would have been second round. that they could have played. So they didn't want to do that. Where I think they flipped the team based on matchup wise was Duke, make them the 4, put them opposite of Carolina, and because if they would have made, and I think they put Baylor in place of them. Because Baylor didn't win the Big 12 tournament. Duke has the head-to-head win against Baylor. Matter of fact, Duke didn't have
That's a good point. Yeah.
Proctor. So I think they could have been a 3-line. Matter of fact, most projections were 3, but that's why I think it's there. So it's the whiny part. I don't know about that, but
it's more one guy. It's one guy, and it's the guy that they always talk about. And
Filipowski won. I mean, Filipowski does. He gets mugged, but definitely, it's good not having a whiny head coach.
I mean, I'm not even taking offense to that because I don't think Hubert Davis is whiny.
100%. Watch him on the sideline.
I think he's passionate.
Throws his little arm, his little tantrum, takes his glasses off.
Well,
this isn't the NIT, guys.
Oh,
but anyway, sorry. Yeah.
No, hey, and it is what it is. And I was actually going to make the comment. I'm not going to make the comment anymore. But as I say, Duke 4-5, but at least you didn't have a non-ranking last year. But
you can't even go there.
Yeah, Hubert Davis.
Oh, yeah,
well, he's whiny. So
just watch him this weekend.
I think Sampson is the whiniest.
He's got the tiniest arms.
Dude, tiniest arms and his little T-Rex all the time. Like,
Trey, any take on Sampson? Hey, I'll tell you what. You ask Big John. Anybody out there runs across Big John's pathway, bring up Sampson to him. He'll give you an earful. Whew.
Yeah.
Is he the ball?
You can't mention his program without Dad sitting there saying dirtiest program. Blah, blah.
Did he get in trouble for something? Like his team?
Yeah, multiple times. Now it's all legal, so it's not dirty anymore. It's legal.
Sports gambling.
No, it's just illegal, improper benefits, ineligible guys, things like that.
Gotcha.
But allegedly. But
all right. So I'm Houston. Trent, Trey, you guys are both Duke.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right, here we go. South Region Dallas. We got NC State Marquette. Trey, start us off again.
I am quite simply, I'll give you an analysis, but I'm going NC State. I think that they're going to continue their hot streak. I like Marquette. I think they're a good team. Kolek is like a facilitator. He's also pretty crafty. It's kind of weird. They different positions and completely different builds, but DJ Burns and Kolek just remind me kind of similar how they finish around the rim. They can just flick their wrist perfectly, touched off the glass, uses the square great. Just good, almost like old man style basketball. That being said, I think Kolek's going to have a harder time doing that than what Burns is because Diarra is an athletic rim protector. And if he can shut down Kolek and make him dish out to players that maybe aren't as open, like if they make him a non-facilitator, if they take that ability away from him, I think Marquette struggles. They kind of struggle to create their own shots independently. They play well off the assists, and I think NC State's chaotic defense and their energy and their rim protectors are going to lead them past Marquette. So I'm going NC State to win the game, but I'm going to bet on their points plus 6.5.
Okay.
Yeah, Trey, I'm not gonna lie. If somebody would have asked me who Trey was going to pick, I would have totally not said NC State. Like, there's just, I'm actually very surprised because you're a big Marquette guy, I feel like. But I'm
a big Creighton guy.
I'm going to say the only way NC State wins this game is if DJ Horn plays better than what he did in the first 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to get your usual out of Burns. I don't think physically anybody can really truly stop him. Which I look back at a couple of his games in the season where he scored 0 points, and I'm like, what went on? Like what the hell happened there? But yeah, I'm gonna go. Man, I like NC State to cover. I think Marquette. I think Marquette goes through this round. I do.
You think Marquette does?
I do. I think Marquette wins
Wow.
this.
Did not see that. See, I see you both
flipped.
man.
Yeah, man. It's just everything here. Once again, it's kind of like the Clemson game. Everything, heart wise says, yeah, keep it rolling. Because I mean, Tyler, you and I talked about it. I just look at this NC State team and I'm thinking to myself, how are they the 10 seed in the ACC? Like with if the ACC was so down, how are they the 10 seed?
Yeah.
Because they're freaking good. It's not a fluke. They're a good team. They got talent there. Once again, just shows you ACC was tougher than everyone thinks. But I think Marquette through and through. They have some elite defenders. Ooh, I want to say, is it Mitchell?
Stevie Mitchell.
Yeah, he's elite, and if he can bottle up Horn, I think that's going to be the difference maker.
Interesting. All right.
Tyler?
Well, I'm on NC State. I think it becomes a toughness thing. Again, going back, I don't think Marquette can hang with NC State. I think NC State's going to beat them up. I love NC State getting 6.5 points. Like I look at that line and I'm like, yep, definitely taking that. I would love if it got to 7. We'll see. But I love the 6.5.
You think it's going to go the other way?
No, I don't actually. I think it's going to go the other way. I think it'll go to 6 to 5.5 by the time game comes around.
Well, right now it's minus 110 odds, so it's not leaning one way or another in terms of.
I've 112 in DraftKings.
Okay.
So, I'm going NC State in this. I think that I don't think they crush them. But I do think from a toughness standpoint, I think this is where Marquette's line ends. And I think you'll actually see Houston and NC State there in the Elite Eight. Ooh, that could be quite a battle there. But
all right, so let's go. Tyler, you got Houston, NC State. I got Duke, NC State. Trent has Duke, Marquette.
Wow, so they're all different.
Yeah.
This is the first one that's been all different.
For my matchup between Duke and NC State, I'm going to take Duke in that one.
Okay.
Trent? Am I going Duke Marquette here, or
that's your picks for?
Okay, I was making sure we're not doing a majority rules.
Doyle.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Houston and Marquette, I think Shed outshines Kolek. So
okay. Hold on a second.
Wait, I'm sorry, Duke. Sorry, Jeez Louise. Duke and Marquette. I'm confused because you guys are telling me Houston. And anyway, in my Duke and Marquette game, that is a different matchup. So if it was Houston Marquette, I'd take Houston. But Duke Marquette, I like Tyrese Proctor on Kolek, to be honest with you. And I think the guy that everybody's going to be all over is going to be Jared McCain, right? Rightfully so, for if you're playing against Duke. Jeremy Roach, senior, steps up and has his, hopefully not his last shining moment, but that's just one of his shining moments.
Yeah.
Just one, right, Trey?
Just one. You got to reach deep inside.
So, Trent, you're going Duke.
Like a shooting star. Yeah, Duke.
Because I'm super confused right now because you've now named 3 teams. Yeah. You're definitely going Duke?
Definitely going Duke.
Okay, just checking. All right. Houston, NC State for me. I think this turns into, again, Houston running it. I think that NC State just kind of loses steam. Not even necessarily just from a team standpoint. I just think like they're gonna. That's a lot of games in a row for NC State, and I think they're just gonna kind of lose steam a little bit. And oddly enough, going Houston. And right now, I have a super boring Final Four.
Sure do. All number ones. That's
all number ones. Yep, all number ones.
Could happen though.
Yep, it could.
All right. So what's the last one? The South region.
All right, here we go. South region. I can tell you this: that it's probably going to be a little bit of a different. For Final Fours.
I'm with you on this too, Tyler. I can kind of see what you're hinting at.
Trey, didn't we get another beer bet here? Purdue didn't.
Yeah, we talked about that and how I'm relishing on my most recent win, and I'm going to cherish it. So,
man,
cherish and relish.
Yeah, we already talked about it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I did it. I just.
It's like a full blown conversation here, Trent. Are you picking Houston again?
No, but I got 2 beer bets from Trey that I won.
All right.
I got 2, and then I got 1 from Tyler for Clemson making the tournament. So that's a little streak. That's a little streak.
I got that too from Tyler.
Yeah. So anyway, go ahead, Trey. Pick it away.
I'm starting here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tad. Pick it away.
Gee, I didn't even talk about it. All right, so we got the Midwest region here.
About it, Tyler. Be about it. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
He's mad I called Filipowski whiny. All right. Midwest region, Detroit. We got Purdue Gonzaga is your first matchup here. Whew. I'm gonna say end of the line for the Boilermakers.
Oh.
I'm going Gonzaga here. Shocker. Geez, I don't know.
Can't do it.
Man, Gonzaga's getting 5.5 too. And in a weird way, I love that. I'd like it to be 6.5, but I like 5.5. Definitely going Gonzaga to win. And I would take that too, the 5.5. So.
Yeah, I'm 100% in agreement with you, Tyler. I think Purdue's had a great draw in terms of the teams they played. Grambling State, who nothing. And then your next round matchup is really, I think, one of the weaker 8 seeds in the tournament, which is Utah State. So this is a big challenge.
Then why did you make it your bet?
Because it was 11.5 points.
Gosh.
It was 11.5 points. Anyway.
All right. Sorry.
Living in the past. Yeah, thanks.
One of the weaker seeds. Like, okay.
Well, they had one of them, but 11.5 points is still a lot of points. And I like points, free points. Anyway, I think this is their first true test, and I think Gonzaga is hot right now. They beat Kansas by 30, and McNeese State, who was overseeded, but one of the better small conference teams in the country this year, beat them by 32. Watching them play, they can
30 or 32.
31.
30 as well.
What's that?
Nothing. Just go ahead.
30. Okay, whatever. Anyway, statistic that I like is it's called like a kill shot statistic in college basketball, where teams that go on 10-0 runs, that's called like a kill shot.
Say it again. What's it called?
And there's
kill shot. Okay.
A kill shot. Yeah. So teams that I forget, they have like over 1.5 of the like every game are like statistically so much higher chance at winning. And Gonzaga is like one of 3 teams that does that. So I think it's Gonzaga, Alabama, and I think it was like Dayton or somebody like that. But no, I just think that they're gonna slip up here. I think Edey isn't gonna get the calls. Bold prediction. I'm taking the 5.5 points, but I also think Gonzaga wins too.
So you heard it here first. If Gonzaga can get the money shot.
Kill shot.
Kill shot.
Oh.
What? Kill shot. Money shot.
Yeah, no.
Make your money on the kill shot. Call it the money shot.
Jeez. Trent,
you gotta say. Trent, who you got?
Yeah.
What?
You're making my blood boiler makers. Take this one
that's stupid.
easily. -5.5. Cha-ching. Easy money. They probably win by about 13 or 14 points.
That's so crazy.
All right, Trey, you ready to do it? You want to do it?
Oh, I'll take 13 points. Yeah. Be your bet, Trent. 13 points.
No, I'm gonna wait till the final line comes out, so I'm scared.
Hold on. I won't even take 13, but I'll take 10.
Come on.
Wow.
Why?
Guys, it's called being, a little bit overzealous.
Mm.
No.
All right,
no,
all right. Give us 2 points. Give us 7.5.
No. I'm just taking
6.5.
I'll take the line. I'm not giving you an
begging.
outrageous. I won't take this. I'll take 5.5.
6.
Nope, 5.5. Give me.
All right, how about this? We'll take 5.5. And if the line moves to 6 or 6.5,
Nope, I'm taking 5.5 right now.
Trey, you want to do it?
I already bet it. I
do want to do it.
You want to do it? All right.
Yeah, I do.
Your bet. Trey and I have 5.5. You have 5.5 for Purdue.
Okay. Purdue 5.5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank God. Trey's on Gonzaga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
All right.
Wow. Trey, you gonna take that, dude?
No, I don't care. It's law of averages. They all even out.
He can't.
I can't wait to watch these money shots all night on.
Whoa, Trey.
All right. Kill shots. Sorry.
Just make sure your fiance is not around.
No, but yeah, I'm glad. I'm actually confident in that bet.
Oh man, I
Dude,
can't believe you just said that.
That was good. Is it actually is it called a kill shot? Is that a bet?
No, it's not an actual. The guy made it up because it's like a 10-0 run is a
Real quick,
huge.
can we at least, before we close this up, can we talk about how fun race to 10 and 20 is to bet on? That was something new we did this year.
But that's also been a demise of mine lately.
Yeah.
Because I got a little race to 10 happy. Didn't tell you guys that, but I pretty much raced to 10 every game and was not winning a lot of them.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
This guy.
Yeah. Dude, I got excited. Because it's such an adrenaline rush. And I was like, all right.
Tyler's hiding his bets.
Tyler, why are you already mad?
It's the first 2 minutes of the game. What are you doing? Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Hold on. What the hell was the game there? No, the Colorado. What was who Colorado play?
Marquette. Colorado.
I think you said something about you have Colorado. I thought you meant you had Colorado race to 10.
No, I had them points.
Yeah. I took the race to 10 and all of a sudden Marquette 3. And I looked at my wife and I was like, shit. She is. Yeah, that wasn't a good bet, wasn't it? I was like, no. They hit 10. I was like, oh, all right. I lost that one. Chuck that one up.
They are exciting.
Yeah. They are exciting though. Yeah. I do like race to 10 more than race to 20. Race to 20s, that's
too many variables.
A lot of stress. That's a lot of stress for a long time. Foul trouble possibly. Sometimes it's even a half for some teams.
Yeah.
You might not get close to 20. Yeah.
Colorado State. Hey, we did go 4-2 on our races.
I know we did. That was good. That was good.
Race 10 on Friday.
I think next year when we do our March Madness Day, I think that has to become kind of like a built-in tweet or something sort of video that I think we incorporate because the excitement. Woo! And it's even if we're videotaping live that first to 10, just to kind of see, you can see the highs, you can see the lows.
Yeah, and the sweat, tears.
Tears.
It's literally like a pickup basketball game. First to 10 wins, and it's I love it.
Dude, when the team that you don't pick on though hits a 3 first,
I know
you're just like shit. That just sucks so much air out of it. It's I
think it makes it a little bit more intense. I think it does. I just think it makes
how about
it's it's like that meme of here I am sitting back and then you're lean forward on the edge of the seat. How many times do we find ourselves standing at your movie theater screen TV? It was we're all up on there, multi-screen view and all right, last matchup here, guys.
Yeah. Real quick though, hold on to kind of close that. The guy that bet, I think it was Michigan State, raced a 30 against Carolina.
Oh,
and it was 28 to 16 and
Terrible.
didn't hit it because Carolina hit 30 before Michigan State.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, like that just shows you.
Yep.
That's why there's been times where it's like 9-2, and I'm like, I still got a chance here.
Yeah. God.
But all right, so Trent, you're on Purdue. Trey and I, we're both in Gonzaga, and then beer bet on 5.5. Correct?
Right. Correct.
Okay. All right. Last one here, Midwest region. We got Creighton and Tennessee, which this will be quite a game here. If you guys don't mind, I will start this.
Yep.
I'm gonna stay strong with Creighton. I know they had quite a battle. I honestly think that matchup against Oregon though was, man, that's a sneaky 11. That's a sneaky 11. I would say they're as sneaky as NC State as 11 is. Because they really finished the year strong. They finished the Pac-12 conference strong. That was a tough matchup, and for them to actually pull it out and actually cover, cheers to us for hitting that. I think Trent, that was your bet that day, right? 3.5, 4.5, right? Double overtime. Hey, it's where dogs go to die, right? Isn't that what we said?
Exactly. Very sweaty. That was a very sweaty bet.
Yeah,
super sweaty. So, Creighton is a dog. I'm going Creighton to win, and I'm definitely taking Creighton right now. They're listed at +3 on DraftKings, so give me Creighton all around.
So we were spot on in the last game, Tyler. Complete opposites on this one. I think Tennessee wins the game. I think Connect and just the Adu and the team around them are just too, I don't want to say more talented, because Creighton does have a good roster with experience and a lot of talent, but they're going to be forced almost to get into foul trouble, or they're going to let Tennessee score. So, and if Creighton gets into foul trouble, I think they play like 6 guys, like their whole rotation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think Tennessee can kind of separate and run away with this one. And it's going to be hard for Creighton to kind of come back. So I'm taking Vols to win, and I'm taking them to cover. I have -2.5, -120, but either one, I'll take -3 too.
So you did say you were a Creighton guy, right?
Yeah, but it's all about. I like Creighton, but when it comes to a matchup, you got to look at it at an individual instance. Like look at it as a Tennessee.
You saw the sneak peek, Rick Barnes in March last game,
and they won,
that was a sneak peek, because guess what's going to happen? Just
not a repeat.
Just complete falter.
Well, we'll see.
It's not Tennessee's year.
So do you want to take a money line beer bet with me?
Creighton versus Tennessee?
Yeah.
Just straight up, who wins?
Straight up, who wins?
Todd, take the 3 points.
Hold on. You. Oh, man.
Trey, I'll take your 2.5.
I asked for a money line. No, trying. Yeah,
right, but I'm saying.
I'm so mad at you right now.
But I'm saying I'll take your. I'm not even gonna take the 3 that I have. I'll take your 2.5.
All right, give me 2.5. Fine.
2.5. All right, I got Creighton 2.5. You got Tennessee 2.5. Creighton's plus.
I'm never giving in Trent's little games. Oh no, I don't want to hear it.
What's mine? Purdue -5.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
pretty good with that.
Yeah. Do you want in on Creighton, Trent?
No, but I am on Creighton. Creighton to win. I like Creighton covering. I also like Creighton's team total at over 70.5 points. I think this game goes over.
Well, they have the over at
140. I believe it's 143.5.
Yeah, I got 44.5.
I see 44.
Oh, it's 144 now. So yeah, I like Creighton to try. I kind of agree with you in the sense of Tennessee's going to score on Creighton, that's for sure. However, I think Creighton has more scorers overall in terms of quality of players. I like Shireman. I like Alexander. I think the big guy, his name slipped my mind right now for Creighton.
Kalkbrenner.
Kalkbrenner does a good job of staying out of foul trouble.
Yeah, but
and he dominates the paint, but he doesn't have to dominate it in maybe the sense of scoring like Zach Edey does. He at least alters shots so often. And I don't like Adu, I think the guy's name is, for Tennessee. I think he gets into foul trouble. And then I think the other matchup that I think is super fun to pay attention to is Ziegler versus Ashworth. That's a great little matchup between two point guards that are they're college guys. Like, I don't think either of them are going to be NBA guys ever, but those are just two good college basketball players. So I'm excited to see that. I like it. I mean, Tennessee definitely has the upper hand in a lot of other areas, but I like the quality of scorers for Creighton.
Okay, that's fair.
And I got Creighton in my national championship, darn it, and I need them to win.
See, I got Tennessee.
As do I.
So Trey, if Tennessee loses, you lose your whole. Wait, you had Auburn, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. So I've made two brackets, and I changed up the champ in each of them. So I had UConn losing to Auburn, so having them going to the final, and then I like Tennessee.
All right, so I have Gonzaga, Creighton. I'm going Creighton. Trent, you have Purdue, Creighton. We got.
This is why I picked it.
Creighton.
This is why I picked it. I got Creighton. Okay. 7-footer, battle the Goliaths on the inside. Creighton's got better scores.
And Trey, you got Gonzaga, Tennessee, and you got Vols.
I'll go Tennessee. Yep. That's a tough match.
I
know. I'm just thinking about. I look at every matchup individually.
Yeah.
But I like Tennessee.
Trent, you don't have Houston here, right?
No.
Okay. Second.
No. Tell you got Purdue losing the last round.
Hey
man,
32-point victory.
39.
Trey took 11.5, so
it's 39.
Okay. You keep throwing me under the bus, man. It's a bad bet. I acknowledge it. I just thought 11.5 points. It's a jeez.
Oh,
all right. So that's our final four there. So what we'll end up doing then is final four takes place April 6th. And then you have the national championship on April 8th. So what we'll end up doing there is we will end up probably just casting on our typical Friday. Next week, we'll release the episode on April 5th. So keep an eye out for that. Hey, there's another sport starting up here soon. So we're going to start dabbling into some MLB stuff. What did you say? 2 days, right? 2 days opening day?
Yeah. It's the start of a journey.
It's quite a journey. I will say this is that, I know, we'll probably definitely start to look into baseball for bets and stuff like that. And I have not been as on hockey bets as much as I've been putting out on our daily recipes. I've definitely been following hockey quite a bit still in terms of points and shots on goal and all that other fun stuff. So might start to see some hockey bets here as basketball kind of finalizes with some things. But, keep an eye out for, we're still going to have, because we've been betting the CBI, the CIT, the NIT. Like, we're still hitting basketball pretty hard right now. So that's going to continue, especially as some of these other tournaments kind of finalize as well. So definitely keep an eye out for our daily recipe picks. We'll keep them going here. But, yeah, we're getting into baseball here, guys, pretty soon. It's almost unofficial, official Orioles podcast time.
That's right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go Birds.
Let's go.
So go Birds, man.
Well,
hey, the big O's.
Let's go O's.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I like to say let's go big O's.
Yeah. First to 10 wins.
Yeah, we have that. We're riding on that.
I took it. I did realize tonight though that I do have to get like a nice snapback Orioles hat though. Like that's something I'm missing in my my arsenal of hats. But yeah, so that's coming up. Baseball's coming up. Hockey's coming to the playoffs here soon. Again, we haven't really bet a ton of NBA. We probably won't even start at this point in time. But keep an eye out for for some NHL and definitely MLB coming up here. Anything else here, boys?
Nah, I'm looking forward to this coming weekend, guys. I'm glad you have off. We can enjoy the games together again.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited for some one shining moments, boys.
That's right.
One shining moments. Hey, happy Wednesday. Have a great weekend. Have a great Easter weekend, everyone. Appreciate everybody listening. So cheers and enjoy your weekend.
Take it easy, fellas.
Any balloons, Trent?